What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Thought Diet channel. Don't mind my hairline. I did get my hair done today and my hairline is snatched. So don't worry about it. Hopefully the locks look good. Anyway, today I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step on how to put yourself in the best situation to receive scholarships. Now, the last video I talked about how you can make yourself the best candidate for scholarships. This big difference between these videos is this is the best situation, okay? This comes down to timing, effort, efficiency. What I mean by that is timing. Hopefully you're viewing this video in July, but you're likely viewing it in August or September. If you are a rising senior, by the time school starts, your life is going to be extremely hectic because you're going to be worrying about being a student, doing whatever other responsibilities you have, especially if you have extracurricular activities, play sports, whatever, and worrying about all your applications, whether it be to colleges or to scholarship programs. That's going to be a lot to balance with homework, okay? That's why as soon as you see this video, I want you to get these things done. Get a list of at least, well, not at least, about 25 or less of the colleges that you really want to go to. So you should at least have your list narrowed down to 25 or 20. That will help you save a lot of money. There's no point in applying to 40 schools and paying all of those application fees. You know good and as well you ain't really got 40 first choice schools. And if you do, we need to work on decision making. So if you really have that issue, put it down in the comments. We'll figure out something for you, okay? Get your list down, 25, 20 schools. Go through and find any and every scholarship you qualify for that's not a school scholarship. I'm gonna address school scholarships later in this video. That means if you live in Rappahannock Regional County, look up Rappahannock Regional County scholarships. Look up all local scholarships, all statewide scholarships, regional scholarships. Any brand you see, like I see Spalding for basketball, Coca-Cola, I don't know, Johnson & Johnson. Any brand you see likely has a scholarship. Look up their scholarships. Anything you can think of probably has a scholarship. Left-handed, they have scholarships. Locks, if you have locks, they probably have scholarships. If you're black, they have scholarships. If you're white, they have scholarships. If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're Jewish, they have scholarships. Look up scholarships for whatever you could possibly qualify for. There are plenty of apps that cover scholarships. Look up scholarships, as many as you can, and you're going to apply to every single one of them. The moment you see this video, that is your goal, is to find them and start working on applying, okay? Now, that's effort, finding, working on applying. The timing is doing it now because some scholarships for college are due tomorrow. Right now I'm talking July 20th, so they're due July 21st. A lot of the ones that people will focus on are going to be due between November and July next year because they're going to be waiting to the last minute. If you can get a lot in between July and December this year, you'll have less competition, particularly if you can get a lot of scholarships in that are due between July and probably September, October, because most people will not be looking. Then that gives you less competition equals better chance to win money. We want you to win money. We want you to go to school debt free. That is the name of the game. Okay, so that's the timing. The effort is the applying. Now here's where the efficiency comes in. Most scholarships will require one or all of these three things. An essay, okay, for the application, resume, recommendation. Essay, recommendation, resume. If you don't know how to make a resume, YouTube it. If that is not useful, again, comment down below. I'll make a video on it, okay? Resume, you should have it done. You should have it ready and prepared. That's probably after you look up all the scholarships, the first thing I want you to start with is the resume. for yourself. Essays. A lot of scholarships, a lot of college applications, college scholarship applications, all of them are going to be asking you to type something, some type of prompt. Most of them are like, if you apply for 5, probably 2 or 3 of them are going to ask you the same thing. The way to make this efficient is get a folder. Every time you write an essay, I want you to save it in this folder and name it the most generic thing that would describe it. So if they say, name a moment that made you really proud of yourself in one scholarship, then I'm going to name that proudest moment. That's going to be the essay. So then if I go and apply at a different place, so if that was like Johnson & Johnson scholarship, but now this one is for the Duke University scholarship, and it says, name a moment that, what's your proudest moment? Boom, you may use the most of the words you put in the previous essay in the Duke essay. Now, of course, the Johnson & Johnson essay is going to be written towards Johnson & Johnson. That's why you're making this generic. You're not just copy and pasting, but you're copy pasting, editing a bit, tweaking it so it's for whoever you're sending that essay to. But the efficiency part is you have the base of your essay already set. You don't have to make a whole new essay for Duke as you did for Johnson & Johnson if you're talking about the same thing. Now, back to the effort. Realistically, you probably want to make 35 to 40 of these over time. The more scholarships you apply for, the more questions you'll see. If you have a list of 35 to 40 essays, that would be great. That'll also be a great portfolio for if they ask you that in any college application. You can find some great essays. Ask your English teacher to look over your essays. Again, if you do it with good timing, so you do it early, you can ask your English teacher in September and October to look over your essays, where most people will be asking your English teacher in December. If you ask her or him in December, they may be able to, they may not. If you ask them in September and October, you're probably gonna be okay. Okay, so that's essays. Recommendations is the same way. People will need recommendations. Everyone in your class is gonna need recommendations. You get your recommendation in first, you get it back first, you submit your scholarship first. You give yourself a chance to submit more scholarships because you do it earlier. Therefore, there's more deadlines you're able to hit. Less stress you have. You can go to sleep in December, where the people who didn't choose to do it in July, in August, in September won't be sleeping in November, December, January, February, March, April. Trust me, if you can get all this stuff done in the next 3 months, that'll make the rest of 2021 easy, or whatever year you're watching this easier. And then if you follow the second part of this video, you'll also realize it'll make the whole experience smoother and less stressful. So get your recommendations in, get them in a timely fashion. If you know the person you're submitting the recommendation to is a procrastinator, let's say the recommendation is due for them December 13th, tell them it's due December 1st. Just saying. I'm not saying to lie. I'm just saying make your own due date for them. That way, if they submit it December 5th, they're 8 days early as opposed to 4 days late, if that makes sense. So, and follow up. So if you give someone a recommendation that's due in a month, you probably want to follow up at least once a week or once every couple of days, especially once you pass the halfway point. So once you pass that 2-week point, hey, how we doing here? I just want to make sure I get on time, because they know it's important to you. And yeah, so especially if you submit it early. Now, if you give them 3 days to do it, and then you're asking them the next 3 days because you're freaking out, and they're going to be like, well, you submitted it late anyway. So don't put yourself in that situation. That's all about timing. If you have good timing, if you put in a lot of effort, and if you do it efficiently, timing and effort, one, people notice that and they want to help you out. So there'll be people who'll be like, hey, did you hear about this scholarship? Also, quick tip, look up any sorority or fraternity in your area, anyone, whether it's white, black, multicultural, and see if they have something for you. If you're a first generation student, you should apply for every first generation essay you can find. That should be on your resume. If you're first generation, everybody in the world should know you're first generation, meaning none of your parents went to college. Everybody in the world should know that, because everyone wants to help you out in that situation. You're literally changing the legacy of your family. Fun tip. Okay. Recommendations covered. Essays covered. SATs, like I said, I want you guys to do the work you need to do now, preferably before school starts, saving up money, applications to colleges, applications for I don't think applications for scholarships cost money, but applications for colleges, like to actually go to a university, can cost anywhere from $0 if you get a break. And if you have financial issues, you should definitely talk to the financial aid department, or talk to a local church or recreation center, YMCA. People who are able to help you out will definitely try to help you out when it comes to applications. You should not put yourself in a situation where you do not apply because you don't have the money, like I did. I didn't apply to Columbia because I didn't want to spend $85 on the charge. I didn't want to spend $85 to apply. That was a mistake. I should have applied. So reach out to people who can help you, like I listed before. But also, if you can, maybe cut grass or do something that you can save money. So not only you can apply for these schools, but also you have enough money to take the SAT or the ACT multiple times. Yes, I said it. That comes down to effort, having the money, timing. Take the SAT and the ACT. And if you're a junior, you should be listening to this. SAT, ACT multiple times. The earlier you take the SAT and ACT, the earlier you get your first score back and you're able to take the second one. If you are really studying and practicing, then you probably can take the first one and then take the second one before even getting the first score. And that gives you the best chance to, get better at taking the test, to study. Most of the people I saw that got the best scholarships in my school had the best SAT scores, and no one that had the best SAT score took it less than 2 or 3 times. Everyone wants to say, oh yeah, I got a 2,300. Well, now it'll be like, I got a 1,500, I got 1,600. What they will not tell you is I took it 3 times and I had a tutor that my parents paid $400 a session for, or some crazy number like that, $400 a month, whatever. Okay. Everyone can't afford that. If you can, by all means, use it. Congratulations, that's good. For the people who cannot afford that, you need to give yourself the best opportunity by studying. They have the SAT question of the day on the website. If you struggle with the SAT, try the ACT. ACT carries science, which means English has less of a weight in the distribution. And the ACT is known to be better for students of color because the English portion of the SAT is not how really anybody talks, but it's definitely not how we are raised to talk as people of color typically. So, fun fact, ACT is probably where it's at for most of you all who are watching. Take them multiple times, save up so you can do that. That gives you the best opportunity. And if you watch my last video, which you should definitely go back and watch, you realize that high SAT or ACT score gives you a better chance, makes you a better candidate. So this video is about putting you in a better situation. That video is about making you a better candidate. Put them together, good candidate, good situation, should have a good outcome. Hopefully this video is helping y'all. So we talked about recommendations, we talked about essays, we talked about SAT, ACT. The last thing, again, comes down to timing. There's early decision, there's early action, there's normal decision, I believe. Early action. This is the thing that most people do not apply for because most people will wait to the last minute to apply for college. If you have, again, handled everything I mentioned in the last video when it comes to you got your extracurriculars done, you have your volunteering done, and you've handled your business when it comes to whatever assessment you choose, ACT, SAT, you're happy with that and your GPA is good, apply to early action. There is no reason you should wait and only apply to normal decision unless you get waitlisted or rejected in early action. And that's the beautiful thing. You get waitlisted, rejected, early action, you can try again the second time with normal. But if you apply early action and you get in, you get scholarship preference. Those are the people that, without really you having to do anything at all, the admissions is looking to give scholarships to. That's not really going to happen in normal decision because most of the scholarships are already, I believe I got alerted that I got my scholarships in March. And that was when the normal decision was due for my school, March. So I was learning about my scholarships when other people were putting in their application. Total different game. Early action is where it's at. If you do early decision, you should only do that if you really know that that's your dream school and you really want to go there, because early decision is connected to commitment. Early action is not a commitment. It's just essentially saying early bird gets the worm. That's what early action is about. And it's really talking about scholarship preference. Do early action if you can. Okay. That's just, for some reason, a lot of people didn't do that because they waited. If you guys watch this video and do what I told you to do, which means as soon as you watch it, go handle the things I said in order, from getting the resume done, looking at the private scholarships, getting that list down, applying to those schools. I don't remember if I mentioned this in this video, but when you do apply to the school, ask the admissions rep if there's any scholarships that you would qualify for, because a lot of scholarships you may not find online easily. Some only your guidance counselor may know about, and all guidance counselors are not created equally. Some of them are trash, if we're being honest. So my guidance counselor didn't give me any time of day and was looking at the new high school that was being built, and it was still dirt. So she chose to look at dirt than help me, get a scholarship. Not all counselors are good. Not all people have parents that understand this process. I had to do a lot of this on my own, but my mom helped me out in a very clutch way by communicating with my new guidance counselor, because the other one that was looking at dirt got fired, and and had me submitted as a candidate for the scholarships for the school I ended up going to through my guidance counselor. None of that would have happened if my mom hadn't looked up the scholarship, though, because no one knew about it until my mom looked it up. Look up the scholarships, call it admissions representative at the schools that you are applying to. Ask them for any scholarships that you could qualify for that are for incoming students, or if you're a transfer students, whatever, and apply to every single one of them. If you guys disqualify yourself from a scholarship because you don't think you're good enough, or because the dude down the street had a 4.8 GPA and he played golf on the golf team and he was state champion at that, so golf is considered a sport, so he's a better athlete, even though golf is not a sport. But anyway, he's a better athlete than you, whatever, then I'm gonna come through the screen and I'm gonna hit you in the back of the head and deny you myself, because you already denied yourself. Do not disqualify yourself from scholarship. If they reject you, okay, you're applying to 200 to 300 of them. That's the goal. So one rejection, oh well. But don't reject yourself, okay? I'll be praying for y'all. I hope you do well. I hope you take this to heart. This could be a really exciting time for you all if you give yourself the best shot. If you do not, you are going to be very stressed in T-minus 7 months. So take it or leave it. But this did change the course of my life by handling it this way. And then there are some things that I wish I handled better. And all of that I just gave you in the last 19 minutes. So I hope the steps helped. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you like the video, drop a like. And if you have found this helpful at all, please share it. I will see you in the next video. Peace.